the To Be First Entrepreneur Podcast. I am thrilled that you are here with me today, but we have something pretty awesome to talk about today, and I can't wait to get into it. So, have you ever wished you had more hours in the day? Now, because we're all online entrepreneurs, I'm betting you answered yes to that question, which brings me to our topic today, which is automation. Business automation can help you take your business to the next level by freeing up your time to focus on the essential tasks. I'm going to say that again. It allows you to free up your time so that you can focus on the essential tasks that move your business forward. In this podcast, we'll walk through how automating your business can save you time and money. You will want to listen to the end because I'm sharing a resource with you to help you set up automation in your business. So stay tuned for that. So let's jump into this to get you started with automating in your business today. So first, let's talk about what business automation actually is. Business automation is the process of using technology to automate repetitive tasks in your business. Now, I say technology, and there are actually 4 types of automation. There is self-automation, tech automation, template automation, and process automation. And so there's these 4 areas. So don't let it think of, when we think of automation, we do just think of tech, but that is not the case because there are 4 types. Where one type is actual routines or rituals that you do. That is a type of automation. So don't let the tech side get you stuck up on that because that is coming directly from online, what they say automation is, but it's not true because you can self-automate yourself. So think of it like, for example, when you take a shower, I am pretty sure you shower the same way every single day with you start washing your hair first or whatever the steps are, you do it in the same order. So you have actually automated that process. So don't let it fool you when I say technology. We are just talking about technology in this sense today, but there are different ways. So I just wanted to clarify that before we move forward. Now, this can include this tech automation part of it, can include sending automated emails to setting up automated processes inside your business. Automation inside your business can save you a lot of time and money in the long run. Now, I'm saying in the long run because it does take time to set up, but after the setup happens, that's when the magic happens. So don't get discouraged in the whole thought of setting it up because once you have it done, that's when you start seeing the benefits from it. I mean, think of so many different things in our life. For example, working out, because that's something that a lot of us battle with, right? You have to take these little steps to get there. And once you start getting there regularly, it makes it easier. So just think of it that like setting it up is going to be a little difficult, but once you're done with it, that's when you see the benefits and the reward. So why should we start? Or why should you start automation in your business? There's a lot of entrepreneurs that are hesitant to start automation because it makes you seem like it's not going to be personalized to the people. And you're also worried about the cost of it and the time to set it up. We already kind of talked about that. But let's face it, it does sound expensive. I mean, if you hire somebody out, it probably would be because they're going to code everything and make it work. But guess what? You don't have to do that. You don't have to pay for someone else to do it. There's different tools out there now that allows you to do it just yourself. So DIY style, which if you know anything about me, I'm all about DIYing because that's what my other website's about. So there are benefits for automating in your business. I just want you to think about that because automation can help you scale your business because it's freeing up your time And then it also helps eliminate errors inside your processes because you've thought through it one time and you've set up this process. So that way you can do each step as it goes along rather than, if it's not automated, you might forget one of those steps. So there's an error that you caused inside the process. And it also helps improve customer service because in the last episode that I did, the last podcast episode, I talked about 2 ways to automate your email. And one of those was talking about templates. And remember, we talked about before, templates is one of those automations that you can do. And you improve your customer service with these email templates because you're actually responding to people. You're responding to them in a timely manner because you have a template set up to respond to them quickly. So this is how automation starts helping your business and freeing up your time. And it can be, we talked about how people are worried about it not being personal to the actual audience. And, there's ways to combat that as well. And we'll have to get into that another day because there's different ways to set up things that make it personal. So just don't eliminate that one. We'll have to get into that another day. But you can make it be personal. And I mean, the fact that you're responding back to someone quickly, that's pretty personal, right? Oh my gosh, they reached out to me. They got back to me so quickly. That makes me feel really good, right? Rather than, okay, it's been a week and I haven't heard back from them. Or, a week and a half later, you finally respond. That's going to be they're not going to feel as taken care of or their questions answered as quickly because it took you so long to respond. So just remember that if you're worried about that side of things. So let's talk about how to get started with automation inside your business. And because if you're ready to get started, there are a few things you need to do. First and foremost, you need to identify which tasks you want to automate or which ones are good candidates for automation. This will vary depending on your business and what you're trying to accomplish. So remember this as you're doing this. But a great place to start is by looking at your current processes or workflows you use. So, what's your process? For example, with this right here, what's my process of putting out a podcast episode? And I'd break that down into steps. And then I would determine what can I automate from that. And we will talk about that in more detail in just a little bit because I do want to share that with you. Once you've identified the tasks that you want to automate, you need to find the right tools to help you do that. And there are a lot of great options out there, but the one that I recommend is Zapier. And I also recommend that you use a project management software as well with that. Now, Zapier allows you to transfer data between 2 different apps. And guess what? There's no coding required in this. It's like click a button to link things together, and then you just kind of tell it what to do by clicking another button, and it does it for you. So you don't have to worry about all that fancy code that goes into most automations. They've already done it for you. And I also use ClickUp as my project management software to help start my automations, but also transfer data and organize things so I know where I'm at inside my process. So here's where I'm going to give you my example. Now, when I start a podcast episode, I first need ideas, okay, right? We need to brainstorm ideas. We're online content creators, and so we need a list of places to store these ideas. And so what I do is inside of ClickUp, I have one of my lists is ideas, my brainstorming spot. So from there, what I do is I have a Zap set up. So when I go to change the status of one of these ideas to move to production means I want to move this to make it into an episode. I want to make this into a podcast episode. And so when I click that, it automatically does a zap, is what it's called inside of Zapier. And what that does is it creates a template that I've already set up, a Word template for my keyword research. And from there, it moves it into another folder or file or place to start my process of working through the creation. And so from here, what I need to do is I'll go through that sheet that I created of my keywords. Well, I didn't create it, actually, Zapier did for me. And it has the title and everything in it. So I go through that and I determine keywords that I want to rank for, questions that I need to answer, and all the great stuff. It's like keyword SEO stuff. So that's like meta description, my YouTube description. I mean, the list goes on and on. So I fill out this sheet and I enter it into this project management software. And then from there, I'll change the status there to like move to writing, or keywords are done is normally what mine says. And from there, this is where like I get super excited because it saves me so much time. It creates for me my outline for my podcast. So I have a template set up, a Google template, where it automatically creates this outline for me where I just have to plug and play stuff into it. That's what I'm looking at right now. And then from there, it creates my show notes document. It creates, oh my gosh, now that I'm on this, I can't think of all of them, but there's a bunch. My newsletter. It creates a spot because I have a spreadsheet for my social media stuff. So it creates a row inside of that. It creates a folder for me in Dropbox to store all of the files that I need to find and my VA needs to find. It also sends stuff to certain VAs automatically for me. So it does this whole process for me without me doing it. All I had to do was click a button and it did all of this, where before I had to take the time of copy and pasting, and I had to go into my Google Drive, find the document that I needed, create a copy of it, copy the title in there, copy whatever else I needed in there. And that's just one document. And then I had to go to the next document. Plus, I had to create a folder. So by creating this Zap that takes one click, I now have the work that probably took me at least a half hour done in one click. So I just want you to know, like, that is where the magic happens inside of automating your business. Automation isn't what you normally think it is. I want people to start thinking of automation in like the normal tasks that you're doing each day. What can you start automating and not doing over and over and over again? This is for those repetitive tasks that you're doing over and over again. I mean, now when I think of things, like somebody tells me something, I'm like, well, how can I automate that? Because that would be so much easier. Why work harder when we don't have to? So that's why I just want you to see the benefit of this. And I hope you are seeing this. I know that if I showed it to you, it would like make you feel even better. So hopefully just listening to this, you see, or I guess you're not seeing, I hope you hear what it can do for you. But not every business is the same, and we all do function slightly different. So you do need to do your research and find the right tools that work for you and your business. I am betting Zapier will be that right tool for you, but the project management one might not be, because we all work slightly different. So just make sure you kind of do your research there and pick one that just feels good to you. I mean, I've tried so many of them, and ClickUp it just made me feel happy. So that's what I stuck with. Now, after you found your tool, that's when you would set up the Zapier Zap, right? And I talked about how that happens inside my business, just one of my Zaps. I mean, I have so many more than that. So once you set it up, you can start using it with just clicking a button, right? And that's why you need to use the project management software with Zapier, because that's where the one click is amazing. So after you're setting up your automation, it does take time and effort to set these up. So, I mean, we've talked about this before. You have to kind of walk through your whole process, and that in itself does take some time, but it's actually a really good thing to do, because as you're walking through your process, you might realize, like, why am I doing that step? Like, that doesn't even need to happen. Or why am I doing this step here when I should be doing it here? Like, for example, before I went through my process, I was doing my keyword research after everything. And that was such a waste of time. I had to go back through and redo everything, not redo everything, but like add to it, because I wasn't doing it in the right process. I wasn't doing my process in the right steps. And so make sure you just kind of go through your process and see like if you can tweak it before you even start automating it. And I will note too that I do go through and adjust my automations because maybe it's not doing exactly what I want it to do, or I thought of a new cool way to automate and I'm going to add it into it. So don't just think like too that you set it up once and you're done, because you should adjust, because guess what? Life changes and you need to adapt and evolve with it as well. And I mean, your business is going to do that. So why not set up your automations that way as well? But I hope that you do see the benefit of this, the value in this, because it will take time setting up, but it will allow you to take your business to the next level because you are automating those repetitive tasks, which will allow you to free up time to focus on the essential tasks that move your business forward. I mean, who doesn't want that, right? Like we have these big dreams. So why not make it a little bit easier on yourself and move your business forward by using automation? Okay. Now for that resource I told you about in the beginning, which is my course, The Automated Assistant, which is open. It opens today. So you can go out and buy it today, and it's only open for 10 days. So this is a course that's only available a few times a year because I'm still doing tweaks to it, and I want to make sure that people get the help that they need with it, because there's lots of questions around automating. So it's only offered a few times a year because it's a live launch. So the modules are pre-recorded, but each week we do a Q&A where you can come on and I will help walk through processes with you. We will do if you have questions, and we just walk through it together. So if you're listening to this in the future, be sure to join the waitlist. But if you're listening to this currently, I really hope that you'll see the benefit of this. And if you're wondering, it is a 5-week program, and it will guide you through the automation to help your business run more efficiently and stress-free, because we talked about that one-click thing. And the automated assistant not only shows you how to implement automation, but also I also share other valuable strategies to help you gain back time inside your business, because that's our main goal with that course, is to allow you to gain back time. So if you want to enhance your business and gain back time in your day, use the link in the description below to join the course or the waitlist, because it's going to be a game changer for you. And with that, that's all I have for you today. Don't forget to tune into my next podcast episode, where we'll be discussing more ways to enhance your business.